up through the dirt just like a seed, but you're never quite a flower. You feel more just like a weed. Hello, everybody. I am so excited for this week's concert because one of my favoriteest people that I met through touring is a guest on the show today, and her name is Jess Klein. Jess, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello. Thanks so much for having me, Gaelynn. It's so nice to see you, and I'm really honored and excited to play for your audience and whoever's tuning in here.
Cool.
Yeah.
So where are you from, and like how long have you been writing, I guess, for people who maybe aren't aware of your music yet?
My first answer was like, I'm from a different planet, but that's not.
I think everybody is right now.
Yeah. I grew up in Rochester, New York, and I've lived in New York City and Boston and Austin, Texas, and now I'm in North Carolina, and I've been making albums and writing songs for 20 years or so and touring all over the world, and yeah.
So you've been touring since how many years? Like pretty regularly? 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So I've been doing it for 4, and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. But so what is your secret of like how often do you go, or like what's your your ideal plan, if you had an ideal plan?
It took me a really long time to figure out what that would be, and for me, it's like I have like a lot of requirements, as I'm sure you can understand, I had to feel comfortable and like I'm getting enough sleep, and that the people I'm like traveling with are supportive and they're helping the situation, and usually helps to have someone else drive if that can be arranged. I mean, if it's really a good setup, I'd say like I could go maybe indefinitely, but
really,
but it's not always that way. So a week, 2 weeks, and then a break usually. Yeah.
Have you enjoyed being home? I mean, I know it's a weird time to be home and not everything's great, but have you liked? I've noticed that I guess I've missed the changing of the seasons for the last 4 years. So like, it's been cool to see like, spring turned to summer, and now it's turning into fall, and it's like, oh, I forgot that happens. We would leave and like get home and it'd be a totally different season and be like, what the heck?
I know.
It's winter all of a sudden. So I don't know about you though. Like, what have you been doing to like, kind of? Somebody said you don't look old enough to be touring for 20 years. I agree with them.
It's my special camera.
Yes, it's her like fab lighting camera.
Oh wait, I can't. I think I can't see people's comments. I'm gonna bring it up. What is my? I've actually really been enjoying being at home. Like, I've never been like a gardener before, but we started planting some stuff. We're really lucky. We have a yard where we live, and I've been writing a lot in the past couple months. Like I'm like a big fan of the fall. So as soon as the weather cooled off, it was like, oh yeah, I feel like more alive and more awake. And then also just being able to connect more with the communities around me and do some activism. Like that can be harder to do when you're, in a different way when you're all over the place. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. You can kind of invest in your community a little bit more. Yeah. That's cool. Well, I'm so excited for people to hear you, and then we can keep chatting. What song do you want to start with?
We were talking about touring, so I'm gonna start with a song it's called Traveling Woman.
Oh, well, seems like a good choice. I'm gonna take myself out of the picture.
Okay.
And then I'll be back when you're done.
Okay.
So, yeah, cool. See you soon.
All right. So, I wrote this song. I was on tour probably 10 years ago in Europe, but I only had enough money to get there. I didn't have enough money to buy a round trip ticket. So I was stuck at my friend's place for Ireland until I could like get someone to wire me some money to get home. I was really lucky though, because I had a good friend in Dublin who put me up, and I sat in her kitchen and wrote this song. It's called Traveling Woman. What's a traveling woman to do I'm in Chicago, it's 1:45. Can't go out walking on the streets alone, but there's nobody here to make me at home. And in the morning I've been moving along anyway. I got no money, but I got no disease. I got a good heart and a body to please. I heard your story about the Virgin Queen, but that ain't really quite the same as me. I need a lover to put my mind at ease. I need someone to take the weight off me. Show me someone who will bring me to his town. Take me out and twirl me all around. Tell me he's so glad for what he's found now. But don't ever make me put my suitcase down. Oh, no, 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 no. He said he loved me and I should be his kin, but then my traveling would do him in. The next one told me I could travel a lot, but when I came back, another girl he got. They make me feel like I can't keep time, or my timing's just too sublime. Then there was Jimmy with his black cross tattoos, but he was busy with his own set of blues. The way my heart felt between Joey and Mike is what the desert between oceans feels like. In certain ways I've been around the world. Oh, in others I'm just a baby girl. Baby girl. Tell me if I'm telling the truth. Talk to me clearly now and don't dilute. This ain't no suitcase full of trinkets and clothes or any other thing the world could impose. It's only full of what's pure as gold, to keep it safe from a world as cold. So when it opens, it's sure as bold. Show me someone who will bring me to his town. Take me out and twirl me all around. Tell me he's so glad for what he's found. But don't ever make me put my suitcase. Please don't make me put my suitcase. I don't want to put my suitcase down. No, no, I don't want to put it down. No, no, I don't want to put it down. No.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. I remember
Thank
that
you.
one.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm like way in a shadow. That's okay though. Anyways. Yeah, I love that one. I remember that one from when we toured together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we tell them about how we met? I mean, like, that was the most random, intensive way to meet someone.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got put on tour together for 2 weeks. It was your first tour, right?
Yeah, it was.
So it was like, let's go. You're like, how does this work?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And also, like, just like a horribly routed tour, so it was very, very tiring for everyone involved. And
yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah. But great camaraderie.
Yes.
We really forged a bond.
Forever. It will never leave because, seriously, that was my first long distance tour after the Tiny Desk, and we had the same agent, so he put us together, and I'm really glad that happened, even though the tour itself, I don't know, man. I did not know what I was doing, and I'm like, oh, you mail posters to the venues? And you're like, yes. And I'm like, oh, okay, I had a lot to learn. It was very hard. And that was before we were, more serious about accessibility, so it was also stressful that way. And then also, remember that one gig where you were there, I'm pretty sure, Club Cafe, my part was $12, but then Paul and I both individually tipped the bartender $5 without realizing it, and he was like, the second tip, he's like, oh no, man, I'm okay, because I think he knew, we had made, nothing.
Oh, no.
And so I called my dad that night, and I was like, Dad, I just made $2 at a gig, and he's like, why would you go all the way to Pittsburgh to make $2? And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It was bad. But it was fun. We had good shows, and we got to sing together and hang out, and it was good to be with a veteran, probably, because it would have been with no guidance whatsoever, that would have been a very rough time.
Well, hopefully I was helpful.
Yes,
but
you were. So and now you do your own booking and stuff. Are you touring, not now, obviously, but are you touring about as much, or are you doing less, or how are you routing yourself?
I don't, probably about as much. I mean, normally I'd go to Europe and the UK once or twice a year, and then a week-long thing here and there, go down to Florida. I live in North Carolina, I think I said, so, down to Florida, back up to Northeast, back up, and then, anywhere else where I have a little group. I was supposed to be out in Ohio and Michigan a few months ago, so that's going to happen next year instead. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So are you kind of shorter runs then, if you're doing it on your own?
Well, I'm just trying to make it the most impactful thing, because as you know, if you're out on a really long tour, you sometimes end up having to take stuff that you wouldn't otherwise take just to kind of get you down the road, you might have to take something that's less than ideal. So I'm trying to just,
really maximize.
Be I deserve to, really enjoy all of this.
It's funny when it's for me, touring felt like the highest highs and the lowest lows. And there's not a lot of in between.
No.
It's it's hard to explain because it is fun, and I'm glad I never got to the point where I felt totally jaded, where I was I don't like this anymore, because I did, and I planned to go back. But it was a lot hard. People are like, oh, you lucky duck, you just get to travel, and you're like, oh my gosh. You're, that song, you're there at 2 a.m. and you have to leave in the morning, and... And you're wide awake, and you're I don't know. You can't really see a town.
It's an all-encompassing experience. It's so different from just traveling to travel. But I mean, it's also kind of like you said, it can be I find it addictive too. If I'm I gotta get to the next place and play my, talk to the people, and it can really feed you as an artist. Probably feed your ego too.
Yeah, it's a weird lifestyle. I love it, but it is weird, and you have a lot of memories. That is for sure. I will never lack for oh, remember that totally random thing that probably shouldn't have happened. Oh my gosh. So Jess, we have a couple questions from the audience.
Okay, I wish I could see people's. Comments for some reason.
Oh yeah, well, when you get off of here, you'll be able to see them on YouTube, and they'll be still up there. But somebody asked, what is your favorite singing group, your favorite other artist?
Ooh, that's really a tough one.
Yeah.
Boy. I mean, just lately, probably the Staples singers.
Oh, yeah.
Lately,
Mavis
what
Staples?
I've been, and Pop Staples and that family, and then. Man, who else? I mean, there's so many. When I was growing up, I was really into Motown. Any Motown albums. So Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and the Four Tops, and now I'm blanking on their name, girl groups and stuff like that, like anything Motown 60s era kind of like to me is still like the most exciting. Like it just felt like it was really celebrating all the ups and downs of life, and this really like, yes, we're in love, let's make it big, you know.
Yeah. I have a theory that you can't listen to Motown and be in a bad mood.
Oh, that's a good theory, yeah.
Like, I've never, even if I'm in, like, a terrible mood, if I put it on, I'm like, I feel way better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen Mavis Staples sing live ever?
No. We just watched the documentary about her. But I don't think I've ever seen her sing live, and I hope that I get to. I mean, she's still out there kicking butt.
She is. So. I know. She is incredible. I got to see her at a festival. I was like the tiniest band, and she was the biggest band, on the bill or whatever.
Yeah.
But I got to see her, not like meet her, just see her. But it was just like, you're just grinning the whole time. Like, you can't stop smiling. She's got
energy.
Yeah. So, and you're like, wow. She's just a powerhouse. She's cool.
Yeah. She's so cool.
Yeah. Well, so you write some blues music, but you also kind of go into folk. Like, what do you call yourself, I guess? Like, do you have a...
I'm really bad with that question.
Me too. I was like, why did I ask her that? I hate
Thanks
that
a
question.
lot. Yeah.
Nope. Don't even answer it. You're Jess Klein. That's all we need to know.
I make my own kind of music.
Yes. So, but you do kind of hop between the two. Which song were you planning to do next? I guess that's what I should have just asked.
Oh, okay. Is that where you're going? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the two.
And seriously, if anyone wants to know what not to ask an artist, it's what kind of music do you make? Because it's the hardest and most ridiculous question. People ask it too all the time, and you're like, I don't know. Music?
There's those classic answers out there, like Townes Van Zandt said, well, there's only two types of music, zippity-doo-dah and the blues.
What? That's awesome. I've never heard that quote.
And then I think Duke Ellington said, like, there's only two kinds of music, like, you know, good and bad or something. But I like in theory, I like both of those because it's like, you can't really put it in a box, you know.
No, you can't. You can't.
So this is a song that that Gaelynn, you sang on my album on this song. Well, not on my album. It's not on my album. It's like a special release.
Yep.
But
single or whatever.
Single, yeah. Which I just remembered to put out this week.
I know. I was like, coincidentally, it's coming out today. The weird thing about the internet is they're like, I guess I'll release an album today. Yeah. And then you put it out. So,
I know. But it was a good excuse to put it out. I had sort of like leaked it to, you know, people who were on my Patreon people and some of my Kickstarter people, but it wasn't out in the world. So
yeah.
It's a song that I actually wrote it leading up the months leading up to my wedding. I was sorry, I have allergies. I was super nervous. I was really scared to like give my whole, you know, commit my whole life to being with someone. I had not had a lot of good luck with love and stuff. And it really kind of threw me into like a bit of a panic. So that's kind of the root of this song.
This is my favorite Jess Klein song, you guys. I think you're going to like it. I hope you do. If you hate it, don't tell us.
Just tell me.
Keep it. Do not write anything mean in the comments at any point, which should be obvious, but once in a while you get someone where they're like, well, she looks like a frog or whatever, and you're like,
oh, God.
Just keep it to yourself, my friend. Keep it to yourself.
I have to interject along these lines a very funny anecdote. So a couple years ago, I was on tour with the Netherlands with my husband. We sometimes tour together. His name is Mike June. And we played at this place, and it was like our first show of the tour. And I started off with that song I had just played, and then at the end, they're like, we want to hear that song, Traveling Woman, again. And then after the show, someone said to me, why would you start the show with your best song?
Oh, my God. They're like, it was all downhill after that.
Thanks.
You're like, thanks? I don't know how to take that. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's terrible. I don't think people get it always. It is what it is. I try to just remember to like water off the duck's back. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that is hilarious. That's kind of too bad. You're like, well, now I know what song they like. But yeah. Oh man. Well, people are goofy. Well, these people are nice. They're all on the chat saying, "Yay!" clapping. We love the song. So good. What a good voice. So anyways,
Oh, thank you. Okay.
no meanie trolls on this call. So I'm going to remove myself from here and you can do, it's called My Own Beating Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Once when I was young, I let myself drift past the safety buoys off Virginia Beach. My sister swam out to save me. I told them I wasn't thinking, but I knew what I'd done. I just felt so alone, and I tested the strength of their love. It's not really something that I think about till the gates crack open and I see the doubt simmering under the surface. Times when I've lost my purpose and it haunts me again, like the ghost of a child who's never quite felt she's enough. How can you tell who you are? Do you read something in the stars? Does it come to you through your friends? Does it make you feel whole in the end? For that I'd give the flesh of my own beating heart. I love a man so much I can barely breathe. I push against him till he walks away from me, till I hear my pulse again, and I need to pull him back in like a soldier on guard or collapsed in his arms, remembering a world without sin. How can you tell who you are? Do you read something in the stars? Does it come to you through your friends? Does it make you feel whole in the end? For that I'd give the flesh of my own beating heart. I used to go out walking on that rocky cliff, struggling to keep it all inside. Now I share it with you to remember I am alive. How can you tell who you are? Do you read something in the stars? Does it come to you through your friends? Does it make you feel whole in the end? For that I'd give the flesh of my own beating heart. For that I'd give the flesh of my own beating heart.
I love that song so much. Life never gets old. There's, I don't know what it is about certain songs. It's not very many actually, where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put that on repeat for a long time. Like King of Carrot Flowers, that one by you. My friend Jerry Small wrote one called 60 Words for Water that is just like so great, and it's like, I don't know, something about it, I never ever get bored of it. So beautiful. Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. The people are sending hearts and saying they love it, so good job.
Thanks, people. That's so sweet.
Yeah, no. Ugh, what a good tune. I don't know why I love that one so much. I just do. It's like my faves. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, but not in the way of why did you start with your best song. You have many amazing songs.
Thank you.
Just so you know, for personally, that one resonates with me. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're a good friend. Thank you.
Yes. Just in case you were starting to feel like, oh shit, not that again. Yes, that is intense. Wait, so you're home, you're recording a lot, you're married to Mike, you're hanging out. What's kind of on the horizon for you, or like, what do you want people to know about you that you're working on, or?
I'm writing a lot for a new album. I don't really know when I'm going to be recording it yet. Like, I've learned that it's really important to me that I get the writing done first before I start planning the next bit. But I'm doing a lot of stuff with my Patreon. I'm like Gaelynn, I'm on Patreon.
Well, I'll put it up right now. I'm so technologically savvy now.
Oh, yeah,
I figured this out last
amazing.
week. I was like, yes. Okay, anyways.
You got that.
What do you do with your Patreon? Like, I mean, are you liking it? I love it. It's really growing on me.
I love it so much, especially since the quarantine. Like, I feel like people are really like, I don't know, something kind of coalesced for me where I was like, I need to really focus on the people who are really supporting me in this way. So, I mean, a lot of times I'll share tracks that I'm working on. Like I said, I'm writing a lot of new songs, so I share a lot of that stuff. And sometimes videos, and sometimes just kind of like whatever. It feels like a very creative space, and I don't know, it just feels like my own little crew. But we're totally open to, like, come on in.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's not like you can't join.
Right,
yes.
No, please, I want you to join.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. I think I'm going to do a second Sunday of every month. I'm going to do a Zoom with my patrons after the show.
Great. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm pretty pumped, because it's like you can kind of do whatever you want. And I think like once a month it would be fun to see people's faces and stuff. And I don't know.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, but it's so open to interpretation. Like, somebody I know is like, oh, I mail them T-shirts, and I'm like, I haven't gone to the post office since March, so everything I do is going to be digital for a while. But there's ways to do it differently. Yeah. So, do you have any animals or anything like?
I do. I have a cat. I feel like now I want to show everyone a picture.
Yeah, you can.
Can I show y'all a picture? I think I have.
Of course.
I think I have one on my phone. There's like 7,000.
You might have like 7,000 photos. I know. Let me just scroll through. It'll be the rest of the show. Will just be you showing us cat pictures.
Oh wait, and then look at this one. And then look at this one.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just. Oh wait, there's a really cute series I did with her sitting in the washing machine.
You're like, this is actually gonna be the rest of the show.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Sorry.
I love it.
Okay. Here.
Oh, cute. She is in the washing machine. What's her name?
Her name is Stripes, and she's like, she was the runt of the litter, and she was a feral kitten in Austin where I used to live, but she kept trying to get into my friend's house. Like, she wanted to be with people, and so they were like, this cat needs a home, and I saw her, and I was like, you're mine.
That's so cute. So you've had her for a few years now, because you haven't lived in Austin for a while.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. And then did I hear a dog barking during sound check?
Yeah, there's, so I'm actually at my friend's house right now because they have the good internet.
Okay, I was kind of wondering why you wouldn't just show us your cat, but I was like, well, maybe it's a very shy cat, but now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're very sweet. They're sitting here, and they've got, like, their festival chairs.
Oh, my God.
They're, like, masked
what?
up, and they just have a Yorkie next to them.
Oh, cute. I was wondering. I was like, I didn't think Jess had a dog, but maybe that's a new piece of the quarantine puzzle. No. We're looking at, our dog passed away in June, which sucked, but we're thinking of getting a bunny in the interim, and then maybe in like March or April getting another dog when it's not winter, and then keeping the bunny, of course. And so, I mean, we're not just gonna be like,
not gonna trade it in.
You're free now, bunny. No, we're looking. We have a studio apartment, so the X factor is like, how do you fit all these creatures in an apartment? But I think it's possible. So
And when you travel, does someone just want to come in? You take your dog
so this is the other thing. My parents take the dog, and they love that. Yeah. But I was pretty sure they would not be down with a bunny, except for my mom has a weird soft spot for bunnies. So last night, although there was a glass of wine involved, so I have to confirm this in the light of day, but they were basically saying as long as they could find a place for it, they would take the bunny too. So,
that's great.
My parents are pretty awesome. I mean, they are anyways, for many other reasons. But, yeah, so if we had and because I don't think I'm going to be touring for at least a year. I don't personally. I know some people are going back sooner, but I'm like, I'm high risk, and who knows, like, if you get out in the middle of the country and then all of a sudden there's a breakout, and it's like, I just kind of want there to be a vaccine before I go back out.
Yeah, totally.
But, I mean, most people do, I think, but, but some people might be going out before us, so that's why these shows are so fun, because then I can still see the people I love from Musicland.
Yeah, and your fans are getting to see you every week. That's amazing. Like, they're getting to see you more than they would if it was
unless they're like mega super fans that comes every week. Yes. Oh, somebody said did Jess play a lot in Austin? I remember it being a lively music scene, but that was 30 years ago. So that was before you were touring. But were you playing a lot in Austin, right?
Yeah. I lived there for 8 years, and I played a lot while I was there. I learned a lot. When I was living there were a lot of incredible, like, songwriters and musicians to just run into and learn from. And it's like, when you're around great music, it just kind of like gets into you, and then it informs whatever you create.
Yeah, I feel like that about Duluth, because it's a really weirdly musical small town. I mean, not small, 90,000, but it's still like not a big city, but there's just a ton of music here. By the way, just so you know, you got a lot of cute cats. Love your cats.
That's just all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, just in case you were wondering why you hadn't heard any feedback yet. So what's your last song? I want to make sure we get time for everything.
Okay.
Oh, my mom just said, "Hooray for the bunny! We want to share your bunny," and I'm not even drinking right now.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yes, I know she's.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. My parents are the awesomest. We are so grateful that we live pretty close to them now in our apartment. It's a lot closer than before, and it's been fun to, like, share this weird time in the neighborhood with them. Yeah. And that's the other thing, is on the road, which I love, but you don't see your family and friends very often. So it's like you have different sets of family and friends sort of like on the road.
Yeah.
But it is nice to, like, actually be around and, like, continue. I don't know. What a weird world we live in now.
It's so weird. It was already pretty weird, and wasn't exactly feeling like.
No, it's not like everything was like a utopia before. No, now it's just a crazier one.
So weird.
But that's why everybody should vote. In case you haven't yet, please vote. Just vote. Did you know that we only had 56% voter turnout in 2016?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we need way more than that. So. Vote. So what song are you going to do now?
Okay, so, well, you definitely know this song because you've played on it before.
I think I know which one it is.
Yeah, this is a really old song of mine. And I wrote it in New Orleans. I was at a music festival there many years ago. But I didn't write it because I was, like, inspired by all the music I was seeing. I wrote it, I was so shy at the time that I just spent the 2 days that I was there inside my hotel room because I didn't want to have to talk to any network or whatever. But I sat there and I wrote this song, and it turned out okay.
So something good came out of it anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Well, I will let you play. See you in a moment.
Okay. All right, so this song is called Little White Dove. Pocket, take it from me. Otherwise, I'm gonna set that little dove free. Hearts break, birds fly, la dee da la la la. Hearts break, birds fly, they fly. what's in your mouth, baby, come on. Talk to me. Oh, hearts break, birds fly, la-dee-da-la, la-la. Hearts break, birds fly, la-dee-da-la, la-la. Hearts break, birds fly, they fly. Last night, underneath the moonlight, I asked the owl, I asked him what to do. He said you only need a love that's true. Ooh, so hearts break, birds fly, la-dee-da-la, la-la. Hearts break, all that noise is a little white dove in my pocket, take it from me, yeah. Otherwise I'm gonna set that little dove free, yeah. Otherwise I'm gonna set that little dove free.
Awesome! Yay! That people are like, ooh, I really like this one. Good job, my dear.
Thank you.
So fun. I wish I could just hang out with you for like the next 2 hours and chat it up.
I know.
Because it's really fun.
We'll do that on Zoom or something.
Yeah, we'll do a Zoom. Yeah. Jess, what a voice. That's what everybody's saying. Man, good job.
Thank you.
So you have a Patreon, you have a Bandcamp, your website's just jessklein.com.
Yep.
Anything else you want to let people know? I mean, you're in North Carolina if anyone's there. I don't know when you're doing live shows again, but eventually.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, I guess I just want to let people know that I really, really, well, first of all, I really appreciate you. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate being able to sing for y'all. And yeah, please vote. And I'm just sending everyone lots of love and lots of goodness, positive energy.
Yeah, that is what the world needs. And somebody wants you to come to Liverpool when you go back to the UK.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
I've never been to Liverpool yet. Have you done that town? City?
I feel like I played on the radio there on the BBC. I don't know if I must have done a show. I've been there. I've been in the UK a lot. That sounds crazy that I couldn't remember it, but I think I have. I have.
Yeah.
It's just been a while.
No, I know. Yeah, well, you'll have a person. Chris is really awesome. He comes to all the shows. He will be at your show whenever you come. And everybody is clapping right now because it's a little bit delayed, the comments and the talking.
Yeah.
So now they're clapping for you going to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I love you, and I'm
Love
glad
you
I got to see you. Say hi to Mike.
Thank you.
And your cat. What's your cat's name?
Her name is Stripes.
Stripes. Okay,
Yeah.
so say hi to Stripes. And I guess I'll see you sooner than later, on Zoom at least.
Yes,
And then,
let's
yes.
do it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, Jess. Mwah.
Pleasure.
Take care. See
Thanks,
you soon.
everybody. Okay.
Yay. Bye. Hello, everybody. I am getting set up now. I will be right with you to finish this show. I gotta do a couple. Here, I'll hand you this. 1 second. I'm gonna switch microphones, so it's gonna get quiet for just a couple minutes here. Okay. Sorry, I think we're good. I'm gonna back up a little more. Yeah, like this is good. Jeez. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I am getting used to switching microphones so that you can hear me better when I'm talking with people. Um, but it's a new thing, new system. So, hello. I am so glad to have you with me today, and I'm so glad that Jess was there. She's one of my favorites for real. People that we've met through this wild adventure. She's just so nice and amazing performer. I really like her, and so yay! I'm glad she could be here. I'm gonna maybe pull that way out here so you can angle this out. Thanks, my darling. It's okay if you step in front, I guess. Just kind of angle it out a little. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yes. Okay, I think we're back. Okay. So, I am going to play some music for you for the end of the show. And I'm getting a lot of feedback about Liverpool. I will have to try there. It's just never worked in the touring schedule, but I know it's close to Manchester, so eventually I will. So, I'm going to play you a song called Let It Go. Thanks again to Jess. What a great human and friend. And she just said hello on there too, so yay. Okay, so this is Let It Go. This is from my very first album, All the Roads That Lead Us Home. When the smoke clears, when the dust settles, where do you go? Who do you know? When the damage is done and it blots out the sun, to whom do you run? To whom do you run? Let yourself let it go. The urge to have, the need to know. Stay awake through the flow and let yourself let it go. You carry these wounds deep in your chest, too hard to release, and lay them to rest. When the bitterness creeps in, how do you keep it under control from robbing your soul? Let yourself let it go. The urge to have, the need to know. Stage wake through the flow and let yourself let it go. There you go. That's Let It Go. That is one of the very early songs that I wrote. It's actually on an EP that I did with Alan Sparhawk called Imperfecta with the Murder of Crows was the name of our band. So that was back in like 2012. So even before I released my first album with the solo version, I had released it with him a long time ago. So thank you for sticking around for the end of this show. I'm seeing some rivalry between Manchester and Liverpool in the chat. Don't know. We're all one big music family. So hopefully everyone's feeling okay. It's probably like Duluth Superior. We have some kind of rivalries that way too, occasionally. I mean, it depends. Nearby towns, and probably related to football. Slash soccer. So I am gonna play a couple other tunes for you. I want to try, if you don't mind, attempting a different, like a version that I haven't done before of a song that I usually don't loop, but I think I can do it. I've been kind of experimenting with some of the other tunes. So um, this one is called Lost in the Woods. I'm going to see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to stop halfway through. So here we go. So, see if this works. Oh, that's not the fault of the melody. I didn't have the button pushed down hard enough. Here we go. One more time. When you were lost in the woods, you were misunderstood by everyone. Everyone, you were searching for words, but but became out absurd, and no one heard you, no one heard you speak your mind. They lost the time. Where's your heart? Where's your heart today? Forgive yourself, but don't give yourself away. And now you're out on your own, getting farther from home. And everywhere you see hurting and strife, people cling to your light, but no one sees you, no one sees you. Keep your why. It's all a lie. Where's your heart? Where's your heart today? Forgive yourself, but don't give yourself away. 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 Forgive yourself, but don't give yourself away. Away. There you go. I'm going to tweak that and keep working on it, but it's kind of fun to try some of these tunes that I only ever played with a band. It's not a super loopable tune because of that bridge, so I'm going to keep working on it. But that worked. So yay, that is Lost in the Woods. The music video for that was super fun to make. We made it in Colorado. I'm wearing like a pink wig, getting tied up in some yarn. There's some sign language, and it's a really fun video, and it was really fun to make. Another tour memory that is happy. There are many of them. I can't wait to write about them this fall. So, anyways, so I'm going to do a couple more songs for you. Right now, I'm going to do an improvisational piece. I was asked at my last live show, the Bandcamp show, to do an improvisation on dreaming. And I didn't have time to do both. I only had time for one. So I'm going to do a dream improvisation right now. And then I'm going to end on the parting glass. So next week, start thinking about the improvisations that you might want to hear from me. I promised this person I would do dream, so I'm going to do that this week. But next week, I will just ask for a request, and hopefully, it would be it'll be fun to think on the spot about what you guys might want to hear. So, thank you again for tuning in. Again, support Jess Klein and her music. It would be awesome if you left a couple of tips because I'm splitting them with Jess, and then that's how I cover the captioning. The other thing that I'm doing right now is that Patreon, and if you are enjoying these weekly shows and you want me to also be able to write that book, Patreon is sort of the way we're the biggest part of the puzzle financially for us right now. So if you haven't thought about joining Patreon, this is a good day to think about it. It's really fun. Not only am I like being able to get in touch and get to know people better, but they also get access to music and little demos and just random thoughts from me, and we get to know each other, which is super cool. And it's like this whole new social group that has been forming in quarantine. I think I've mentioned this before, but in November I'm going to go on a hiatus, but not from these shows. These are the one show I'm going to keep doing, but I'm calling it a sabbatical because I want to write during the week, and then I'll do these shows. Um, and that's kind of all I'm going to do from November to April. So I won't be on social media even. So Patreon and these shows are kind of the big ways to keep in touch during that winter period when I'm not going to be online. So here we are. I'm going to do Dream, dedicated to all of you. And then we'll end on the parting glass. So here we go. Okie doke. So that is dreaming, and I will explain what I was picturing just so you kind of know what was going on in my mind. Um, so the person was laying in bed. First, they said a little prayer in bed. Then they went to sleep, and the plucking was them kind of drifting into sleep. And then in their dream, they were hanging out with like a fairy thing that could fly, and they were flying around. And at the very end, they came to a spot where there were just a bunch of animals running around. That is what was happening in my mind. Not sure if it makes any sense to you, but that is what the dream was about when I played it. So I am going to end on the parting glass for you today. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of this. Chris Jones, who is awesome and comes to all the shows, has a glass of wine prepared for the parting glass. That's what you need to do. It's true. Um, so, and then also, I think Bartek is going to cheers. It's in England. It's evening. So even though it's only 2:30 here, it's 1 o'clock in England for sure. So, thank you so much for being here again. I'm going to be back next week and every week, really, for till next September with a different guest. I just want to say thanks again to Jess Klein for being a part of today's show. I miss her, and it was fun to connect online this way. And I have some big news. October 11th, there is a fundraiser for the Nora Project, and it's going to be basically this show will be a fundraiser for the Nora Project. It's a really great educational program that goes into the schools. They go into different schools all over the United States and do a year-long curriculum on disability education and disability awareness and things like disability rights, things that you just don't learn in school right now in America. We just don't have a good curriculum for that. And I'm super excited because Tina McKee, who is one of the people that comes to this show so often, is going to be in that show. She painted a beautiful painting of a fox and some mushrooms and flowers, a really beautiful painting, and kind of talking about um, her process and the importance of educating kids about disability. And so she's going to be in that show. I'm going to be in that show. Maysoon Zayed, who's a really awesome comedian with cerebral palsy, is going to be in that show. And then Gabriel Roderick, who is a dancer, a disabled dancer, he is going to be in the show too. So it's going to be a really fun week. And that's October 11th. And then December 6th is really exciting for me because Jeff Tweedy and Spencer Tweedy, Jeff is of Wilco and Spencer does his own music. They're going to be on my show, which is kind of amazing that they that they agreed. But I think it's going to be so fun. It's going to be right kind of as winter's hitting, so they're going to come tune in from Chicago and be on the show as guests. And there's a ton of other guests, but that one I'm allowed to announce now, so that makes me pretty excited. So the show is going to just kind of turn into its own thing, hopefully, where we can all just share new music and hang out and enjoy each other's company. And hear from totally different kinds of artists. My friend Bartek, who's on right now, he's going to talk about his paintings and his poetry. So these shows are going to be really varied, super, super, super fun. I can't wait. So for next week, I love these shows. So this is my favorite part of the week, really, for quarantine. Doing these shows and having different artists come on is pretty joyful for me. So thank you for being a part of it. This is The Parting Glass. Oh, whoops. Not yet. that ere I had, I spent it in good company, and all the trouble that ere I caused, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done through want of wits, to memory now I can't recall. So fell to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. So fell to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Thank you so much for listening today. That was The Parting Glass and Brenda Stubbard's Reel, which is a contemporary fiddle tune by, oh no, I don't remember who. It's on my CD. You can go check it out. But it's a contemporary fiddle tune that I really like. And I guess that's kind of all I have for you today. I'm really excited for next week. I have another special guest. I have to look it up. I should do more advanced prep work. Who it is this next week? I'm trying to. Oh, I know who it is. It's Anne Marie. Anne Marie Genius. I believe that's how you say her last name, but she is an amazing chalk artist. And so next week we're gonna have her, hopefully with beautiful weather behind us, draw us something during the show, which I cannot wait. It's going to be so different. but I'm pumped. So it won't be music, it'll be art and discussion, and then some music at the end, of course. So thank you for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. I care a lot about you guys, and I hope that you're taking care of yourselves and staying safe and healthy and getting ready to vote in America. Please do that. But mostly just find ways to connect and do things that are fun every day and think about what you're grateful for. These are things I have to tell myself all the time. So just let's all do this together. So thank you so much. Take care. Mwah. See you next Sunday with Anne Marie, chalk art, and music. It's going to be really fun. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Bye. Here, maybe if you, just end broadcast. Good luck. Bye.